Hello, my name is Rochelle Barron Knight, also known as the Laughing Gypsy. Today I want to talk about the power of imagination. I want to remind you of what it was like when you were little and you believed in magic and you had wonderful adventures. Outdoors, indoors, in a tree, at the beach, in outer space, all in your imagination. That childlike wonder is what I want to remind you of today. To remind you that you have the power to use your imagination, not just for play, like you did when you were little, but for creation. You see, everything that has ever been built, everything that we've experienced here as mankind, first existed in someone's imagination. It's the canvas of creation. And in our society, we have gone too long believing that there was no use for the imagination, believing that it was for children. But it's for a lot more than that. And I'm here to remind you that you have the power to change your life through the use of your imagination. It starts in the mind. All change, all progress must start in the mind. Using your tool that you were born with to help you to focus, to help you to create, first through your imagination. You follow this up with emotion as your guide. You see, you can misuse your imagination, if you will. You can use it to create something unwanted, to create a life that is not in alignment with your truest desires. And in fact, that's what most people are doing. That's what I did for nearly 40 years of my life. Before I realized I was misusing my mind. I had another option. I could have chosen to use my mind as my tool to help me. But I didn't know that. So instead, I used it as a weapon to hurt me. I suffered through depression for many, many years. I didn't need to, but I didn't realize that I didn't need to. I didn't realize that I could have changed my mind. Sure, I heard people say that before. I've heard people say, just don't be depressed. Snap out of it. But if anybody who's actually been through that, you can't just snap out of it. You wish you could, but you can't. It doesn't work that way. No, you have to learn how to use your mind again. You have to understand that you've been using this tool of imagination against yourself. There comes a point where you finally have to say, enough. I've hurt myself enough. And then you have to care about how you feel. If you care about how you feel, you will no longer misuse your imagination, because your emotions are guiding you through this, letting you know what you're focusing on is either wanted or unwanted. The emotions are there to help you. not to hurt you, not to hinder you, but to guide you. It's time that we woke up and realized that our minds can be used to help us instead of hurting us. And this goes on a collective level. We can use our collective mind, our collective focus, to create a life, to create a world that is more in alignment with our heart's desires. You hear about these people who use the law of attraction and their great successes. And then you sit and you go, I've been trying all that. I've been saying these things. How come it's not working out for me? Why is it working out for them? Well, you might be forgetting something like I did, which is the fact that your mind, the power of your imagination, must be employed with the power of your heart. You must have both if you are to create the life you really want. Pay attention to how you feel. Care about how you feel so that you make choices about what you're thinking. Conscious choices about where your focus is. That's what your emotions are there for. Think of them like signs on the road of life. If you start worrying about a future possibility, becoming anxious over something that you're not even sure of the outcome, but you suddenly realize you're worried, you're fearful, you're tense, that's your cue to stop those thoughts, go back, examine those. Examine them without the emotion if you can, and see where you are misusing your imagination. If you're thinking ahead of a future that brings you worry and anxiety, your emotions are telling you what you're focusing on is creating something that you do not want. When you realize the emotions are there to warn you, and you care about how you feel, then you will consciously choose to think different thoughts. Because you must remember that everything that you are experiencing is happening now, even though you're thinking about the future. What you're putting out now creates the future. What you're thinking and feeling is creating your future. So use your imagination to help you. Turn that around. Realize that your thoughts turn to things. You must take responsibility for your thoughts after this. You know too much now. You must take responsibility for your focus if you want to live a better life. It's not going to happen from some outside source. It must come from you and your ability to use your mind, to focus, and your ability to tune into your heart, to feel, to understand that the emotions are letting you know which road you're turning down. So use your imagination now to help create a better life for yourself and a better world that we all wish to live in.